Good morning. So the weather's kind of crummy here, so today's going to be a chore day. And I know at the end of the day, we're going to want something warm to eat that's going to be super easy. So I'm starting this morning by throwing some stuff into the crock pot. If you don't have a crock pot, you need one. They are the most amazing thing out there. But what I'm going to be making is the base for chicken tacos or chicken enchiladas, whatever. So I'm going to cook all of the chicken legs that we have left in the freezer from, I want to say this was 4/19 of 2020. I don't think it was April of 2019. I think I miswrote that on there. So it's been in the freezer a while. Some of it's a little bit freezer burnt. So I'm going to go ahead and do this with it because that's not going to matter. We're not cooking it for it to be pretty or anything like that. I'm going to throw them all into the crock pot with some cilantro, a little bit of onion, and then I'm going to cook it all day. And this evening before dinner, I'll pull all the bones out and mix it really good so that it's nice and shredded. And then we're going to have chicken tacos. So it'll be delicious and warm and filling. And then whatever's left meat-wise, because this is going to make a lot, I'm going to freeze probably in pints, I would assume. And then we can pull that out for another meal another time. So just a great way to kind of get use of some of this stuff. I also, if I have two different ways here, either I've got something getting ready to go bad or I see an unbelievable sale at the grocery store, I will just go ahead and take an afternoon and get it all prepped and ready. So this says half an onion sliced. It no longer is. Ronnie picks from this one to make breakfast in the morning. He'll pull a piece out and throw it in with his eggs or whatever. So it's just a little bit, but it's already pre-sliced. You can see it there. So that's going to fall apart nicely and just give us a little something extra. And then this is a whole bunch of cilantro. And that looks like, oh, it's a whole bunch of it. But no, it's actually the whole bunch. It includes the stems, the leaves, everything. And I just chopped it. And then we do that for parsley and all kinds of fun stuff. So this isn't much, but it's a little something. And then I'm going to season today with the Carnitas slow cooker seasoning from Pampered Chef. It's got just enough spice. It's meant for pork, but it's really, really good with chicken as well. So that is my plan. So I've got it all in the crock pot here. I just kind of put the cilantro in and around. The onion is sitting there. I had more chicken than I thought I did, so it doesn't all fit beautifully in here. So as it cooks the first hour or so, I'm going to keep a good eye on it because once these kind of break apart, then I can tuck them down in there so it's nice and evenly cooked. One tip I would recommend is always make sure that you season between your meats if you have multiple meats in there or large items. And then I've got some water here, so I'm just going to pour it. I like to pour it in the side so I'm not disturbing all the seasonings that I've just put on everything. And for this, I'm going to bring it up all the way to the top. So there you have it. Like I said, I'm going to have to keep a good eye on this the first hour or so that as it breaks apart, I can push those down in there. But I'm going to go ahead. I don't have this on yet. I always wait until I have my water in to plug it in because that's what they recommend. So I'm going to put this on high for 8 hours. Or 6 hours rather. That's the longest it'll let me put it on here. But I will put it back on a little bit later just to make sure that it all cooks down evenly. Also, the slow cooker liners are a lifesaver. I know they're not the most eco-friendly, but I bought several boxes a while back, so I don't feel so bad just using them up. But, alright, there you have it. I will see you guys later. Okay, so the chicken has cooked for 6 hours on high. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I get it off the bone. Super, super easy. I pulled them out of the crock pot with this meat fork here. I just stab it right through. I don't know if you can see that. Right through the main meat. So it's on either side of the bone. So you get the whole thing out when you grab it. I don't eat the cartilage, so I toss that. But it will literally just drop off the bone here. So super easy. And then just pull any little bits off that you have stuck there. And then you have to go through here. You got to pull out. There's another piece of cartilage, and then there is one small bone, which is hiding on this one. Super weird. There should have been a bone there. Alright, well, let's try another one. I'll show you where it is on that one. So when it comes off in one piece like that, I know for sure there's a bone. I guess it's possible that it just stayed put on the other one. So it's right here. It looks like a little toothpick. So you want to make sure that you get all those out. And then I'm just going to go ahead and shred this. And I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning. It really did hold the seasoning really well, which is really nice. So it's like just a smidge spicy. And then that'll be it for tonight. And then we can use it again, whatever's left in another recipe. So once it's all off the bone, because it's been cooking all day, basically, you can just like almost fluff it with the fork and it'll shred right apart. So easy, so good. And how fast is that? This is something you could quickly do, you know, after work, after homework is done, all that kind of stuff. Like anytime, super quick, super easy. So that is that. And then I pulled out a quart and 2 single cups of broth that I'm going to freeze. When I did my veggie stock video, I mentioned like, I'm not sure about like meat broths, blah, blah, blah. And then I got to thinking, I make like chicken soup all the time and just freeze it. That's exactly the same as freezing a broth. It just has other stuff in it. So I can totally do that. There's still quite a bit in the crock pot. There's a lot left in there. So I am out of quart jars in the kitchen. So I'm going to have to go in and see what I've got in storage and wash a bunch up so I can save a little bit more of that. And then I'm also going to make some rice and I'm going to use the broth for that as well. So we'll have like a chicken rice side. So I'm super excited. Hopefully it's going to be delicious. So, all right, thanks. So I found 2 more quart jars. I've still got just enough here for rice, which is super exciting. And so much chicken. And again, those liners are the best because this guy's already pretty much clean. I will still rinse it out and dry it out, but super easy. I had myself a little cup of this and I was just like sipping it as I was getting stuff together. And I realized it would make bomb chicken noodle soup. So what I did was I went ahead and just did a scoop, like a ladle scoop of chicken into the quart size jars and then filled them up with the broth so we can freeze them. And then we just have to add noodles. Like how easy is that? Way better than a can. So super excited for that. So we're doing paper plates tonight because I've already made enough dishes for the day. How delicious is this going to be? I'm so excited for it. Left from the chicken that we're going to be able to use in the future. So we've got a pound of shredded chicken legs. We've got 3 individual 1 cups. We've got a quart. And then we have 2 chicken soup starters, which is that chicken and then broth to the top, which will be super easy. You can just add veggies. We can add noodles. We can add whatever we want. So I'm super excited to have this. It's going to fill up our freezer for sure.